Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Yo, you know we gonna talk about this fight this past weekend. It was a great fight card. I gotta tell you. Oh my goodness. Like we all thought it was probably gonna be a doozy, but I'm gonna tell you why it was great and get into much more. But y'all know the drill first. Let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host TDT, and like I said, this was a beautiful weekend. Oh man, this card, I can't get enough of it. I was pleasantly surprised, but y'all know how I do at the top of my hour. It's a water check, water check, water check. How many of y'all drinking y'all waters? I'm up to my usual. That's 10 bottles, 80 ounces. Hopefully I get some more in by the end of the day before I go to sleep. But I want you guys to drink your water. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate for you to drink at least 100 ounces of water per day. It's important. It's important for your life, your vitality, your skin. It helps keep you young. It does a lot of things. Water is a life sustainer. We understand that a lot of people are not acclimated to drinking water, but you should at least give it 100% concerted effort to try to get up to that. Technically, as an adult, you should be drinking at least 100 ounces of water a day. That's 128 ounces. Or, the formula goes half your body weight in water. But, listen, if you weigh like 400 pounds, don't nobody want you to drink 200 ounces of water. That's why we tell you shoot for at least 100 ounces per day. If you're not a big water drinker, you got to take your time and acclimate up to it. But 2 times out of the day, you must be a water drinker. And that's first thing in the morning, before them toes hit the ground, before you get into your morning routine, drink you 8 ounces of water. Think of your body as an engine, a lot of moving parts. You're going to be excreting some stuff. So you need to drink your water, and that water is going to help it do its job properly. Um, the second time you need to drink water is at night before you go to bed. Like, as soon as you get out the shower and you lay down in your bed, you're not going to fall asleep right away. Go on and drink you 8 ounces of water. The American Heart Association agrees that water is good for your heart. It helps move things around. It cleans things out, clean out all the toxins. It revamps, reboot, and regenerates. Your body and everything. You're building cells. You're doing a lot when you sleep. The average person burns between 900 to 1,000 calories. It's a lot of work going on while you sleep. And every time, believe it or not, you move, you drop ounces or weight or whatever the measurement is you do. It's hard to see when you're a full grown adult. But if you ever was a child, like a baby, when babies are born, they always lose weight before they start gaining. But that's just how your body works. It's consistently burning calories every time you move, even just turning your head or just standing up. You're burning calories. You know what I'm saying? But when you weigh a lot, it don't seem like you're doing anything. Remember, a gain is a gain. But drink your water because you need that. You need it to help you with what's going to be going down in the morning. Everybody gets up, have that first bathroom break, first thing in the morning, and the water is going to help move things along. It's going to keep you young looking. It's going to keep your skin, stretchable and resilient and everything. It's a life sustainer. So please drink up on your water. Now that we got that out the way, we do a little housekeeping. Please, 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 in my humblest voice ever, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you already have hit the subscribe button at any time, you don't need to hit it anymore. I see a lot of people do that. They hit the subscribe button because I keep saying, please hit the subscribe, and they'll hit it. And you actually take your subscription off. So please, once you hit the subscribe button, you don't have to hit it again. You're locked in. If you're watching me on replay, hit the like and share button and leave a comment. I'm not really reading comments that are in foreign language. It takes up too much of my time. So please write it in English or do it. Google has a English translator. To the people who are sending inappropriate stuff like porn this or porn that, I'm not reading this shit. I'm actually deleting it. So miss me with that. You'll find another page because that ain't this type of page. But leave a comment. I am open-minded. My mind can be changed if it's logical and rational, but I am me and I believe what I believe, just like you believe what you believe. Any questions about anything that I've ever said, or when we talk about finding the health in you, because y'all know that's the second part of my page or my channel. And I can be reached at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. If you want to address anything, you don't have to get all the way in particulars. You can tell me surface stuff. But what we do is we try to help people find the health in them by developing a routine that's going to tell them what's good for them and what's not. Not me telling you, but you're going to tell you because you're going to find out because you're doing it. It does cost. It doesn't cost a lot because you're paying for like my time and effort of putting this recipe pretty much guide together for you. And I do it specifically for whatever needs you want me to address. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. But in helping myself, I've stumbled on to a lot of knowledge and information about food in general. I really do believe food is medicine. And that's how I study it. And I'm a geek, y'all, so I geek everything out. So if you need help with that, hit me up at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. I come on every day between Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I get caught up with something, because life happens. You know what I'm saying? So Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that my thumbnail usually says something like 11:30 p.m. I don't know why YouTube does that, but it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, y'all saw the thumbnail. Isaac Cruz, who won't sit with lean? Who's avoiding who? Remember that song, Who's Zooming Who? Who's avoiding who? Devin Haney, Gervanta Davis, Ryan Garcia, and Shakur Stevenson, if he moves up. Which one of them want to make a fight with Isaac, the Pitbull Cruz? They know it would be a dangerous fight when they face Isaac Cruz. And they also know he's like a high risk, low reward. But you can't say you about something and then don't be about it. Walk the walk and talk the talk, right? That's the problem we have in boxing. too much people talking, but they're not walking. They're not walking the walk. But, we got some nuggets that are. And usually it's the up and coming fighters or the hungrier fighters and all that. And, for the most part, everybody starting off can have that attitude, which I think is needed in boxing, for you to have that hunger to be the best, to want to go to the championship, to want to get unified, to want to be undisputed. You got to have a special kind of hunger, a level of competition with you, and this, that, and the other, a disposition with you. But, when money comes, fame and fortune and notoriety, sometimes people fall off. A case in point of a Ryan Garcia. This man, before his commercials, was worth $10 million. He got that from boxing. Why? I'll never knock another grown person, because he's a grown man now, for their hustle, for them getting money. I don't never want to feel like I should tell somebody that they can have this or have that, but he made that much money based on what? There's a lot of fighters in boxing that's on his level or better, and they're not making that. And they won't be making that because the calculus is they're not at that level yet to make that. But he is. That's why I say why. But they put the cart before the horse with him. He made the money and he's not hungry. He feels like he's arrived, but he has never won or got anything in boxing. He's never achieved anything in boxing other than his wins over his opponents. They were not for no belts. Sure, they carry belts around, but you know how the sanctioning body is. Now they got 1 million fucking belts, but the only ones that count are the ones the champions hold. Like Devin Haney, he holds all the relevant belts. Tank has a regular belt, but really Devin Haney. But Ryan doesn't hold anything, but he gets paid like he do. Shout out to him. I mean, but it fucks him up in his career. I don't really know what he's boxing for. I know that I don't feel comfortable as a consumer, as a fan, to shell out money to somebody who ain't pressed for boxing, because that's how he comes off to me. He's not pressed. But I move on. Now, I criticize PBC a lot. And they deserve it. Some of the criticism I do. But just like I criticize them, I can praise them. I did that when the Earl Spence and Ugas fight was, because they did a solid to the fans. They orchestrated or put together a great card, and that was solid to the fans. And I will say that they did it again. We thought that Ruiz and Ortiz was going to be kind of like a doozy, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And that was large part to do with their undercard. That undercard was all that. You mix all of them ingredients together, you had a great card. If you mix it all together, you had a great card. Now, his claim to fame is that he beat AJ, Anthony Joshua, who was the unified heavyweight champion of the world. He won it and then turned around in the rematch and lost it. But once you're champ, always a champ. He won that shit. He showed he can do it against a formidable opponent. Ortiz claim to fame is that he fought Deontay Wilder, who is another formidable opponent, and he was a WBC champion at the time, and they fought twice. Now, both of them are pure boxers. Ortiz being the more validated pure boxer because he's from Cuba and he's a southpaw. And the motherfucker can't box. Ruiz, what makes him great is you don't think that he could box. You don't think he would be a formidable opponent, but he is, because you're judging him by the shell that he comes in. Now, true enough, we would love to see him in shape and stuff, but he is who he is. He's that big guy that'll shock you because he beat you in racing, running, or something. He's in shape. He's healthy. But could he get better in shape? Could he lose a few more pounds? Yeah. But he's who he is. You know what I'm saying? You judging him thinking, oh, he's sloppy, fat, he not gonna you can't put that jacket on him. You can't. He was in better shape than tonight than when he did the rematch with Anthony Joshua. He let food and he let himself down, and he recognized that, and he wants to right his wrongs. And he's a likable guy. Both of them are likable guys. Now I understand that Ortiz, he doesn't speak English. I think he understands it, but he don't, so he can get his point across more effectively. I think he chooses to speak Spanish. But you're good at it. If he's listening, yo, champ, you're good at it. You are good at talking to media and selling yourself and having the right temperament, so you should do more. Ortiz, you should try to do more. Ruiz, you're a likable guy. You speak clearly. I know people try to get you into controversial topics. I've seen people put the mic in your face and ask you about something, and I like your answers. I like how you diffuse situations by what you say. You're a likable guy. You have a baby face. You're marketable. Like he has a soft look. He all man. Let me be clear. He's all man, but he has a soft look, and that's endearing. For me, I would say, Ruiz, you should take advantage of that because you're going to get casuals. You're going to get casuals with that face because you're going to bring out the women. I don't know how they could feel about you, but you have a soft face. You have an appealing face that is endearing to women, and you should take advantage of that. Because you're a monster in that ring, but your face and the way you talk is very endearing to women. It lets them relax and put their guard down, and you should do it. Ortiz, you have a little bit of that, but people was thinking that they wasn't marketable, right? And maybe they was not. I don't know, but the undercard. Oof. So let me tell you about my favorite fight on the undercard. As y'all look at the thumbnail, y'all see what I'm saying. Who wanted with Lean? Who wanted with him? And Lean being Isaac Cruz. I've been bragging about Isaac Cruz since last year. Everybody was giving me pushback too. They was laughing me off. T, what you talking about? You don't know what you talking about. I've been talking about this man. I peaked game last year. I might have peaked game the year before that. But he didn't come to the States until, let me see, I had this box rack up. Like, whereas we would have seen him, let me see, I thought I had it up. I guess not. Hold on. I thought I had, nope. No. Okay, I didn't have his box rack up. I had it up early. He didn't come to about 2019, I want to say. All that time before, he was fighting in Mexico. He got 2 losses, one to Gervanta Davis and somebody in Mexico. What I see in him, when I start watching him, is what I see in Deontay Wilder and what I see in Terrence Crawford. And y'all know, this is Deontay Wilder country over here and Terrence Crawford country over here. And I like these guys, these gentlemen, because they're kind-hearted people outside the ring, but they monsters when they get in that ring. The tenacity, the fierceness, the focus, the integrity of it all. When they the type men that when they say what they say, they mean what they say. They say what they mean and they mean what they say. Isaac Cruz the same way. The relentless. When we get it, we ain't friends. We about to duke it out, man. I'm going to bring you within an inch of your life. That's Isaac Cruz. That's Deontay Wilder. That's Terrence Bud Crawford. And I'm going to say this. I had 2 favorite fighters up until last night because I don't like to rush into nothing. but it was brewing. It was brewing. It was all. It was in the cake. It was it was getting to that point. Isaac Cruz is officially my favorite fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters. I got 3 favorite fighters: Deontay Wilder, Terrence Bud Crawford, and now Isaac Cruz. This is their country at Boxing Fans Talk TV. I've been bragging about this dude for about a year now. I've been telling folks and everything. And I can remember when I first started talking about him and how everybody brushed me off and laughed. I'm not saying it in a negative or mean way, but everybody brushed me off and laughed at it. I was on Fred's show. Shout out to Fred, Barbershop Conversations. Y'all know I was talking about him. I kept saying, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, y'all better look at this guy. Y'all, they need to fight him. Because why did I come to that conclusion? Hold on. Life lessons. Welcome to the building. What's poppin', King? He said Cruz ducking Ali Rivera. Turn him down 3 times already. Do the research? I don't know nothing about that, but hey, if you say so, I'll look it up. But look, I was saying to myself, like this guy is a formidable partner. And the reason why I was bringing it up, because at the time, we can all agree, all of them motherfuckers in the 135 pretty much was ducking Devin Haney. And still, making it to the point the man got to come up with a slogan that says, they say everything but let's fight. I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. Sir Antbo is in the building. What's poppin', King? Where you been? He said, been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Time's up. Sorry, I left. But I'm thinking of Eric B. and Rakim. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. I can't remember the rest. I have to hear it. Time's up. Sorry, I left you. I can't even remember unless I'm hearing the music. But yeah, you in my generation, I see. Miss T, salute. That what he say. Salute to you too. So what was I saying? Why was I talking about Isaac Cruz so much? I'll tell y'all why. Because everybody was ducking Devin. The 4 kings, as they like to put it, Loma, Tank, Ryan, and Devin. Supposed to be the 4 king, or T.O. T.O. was up there too. Nobody wanted to fight Devin. So I was like, Devin, instead of shelving yourself, because Devin was probably out of everybody the closest thing to being his own boss, because he had his promotional company. But y'all know how I feel about that. If somebody else is putting up the dough, you ain't your own boss. But he was closer than most of them. So I was saying to myself, well, Devin, we want to see you fight. We want to see you face adversity to see how much dog or whatever, because we know you can fight. We know you're a pure boxer. We don't know how you fare against adversity. That's what we don't know. So I was like, shit, what better way to find out? Stop worrying about them top guys that's scared to fight you and go fight some people that's under them. You know what I'm saying? Go fight the number 5th and 6th rank or whatever. Those guys would love to get up in there with you because that's a nice payday for them as well. That's what I was hollering. But everybody was like, don't nobody know who Isaac Cruz is? Bump him, we don't know what, man, whatever, whatever. And now y'all know. Now y'all know who he is. And thank God that he got that opportunity to show you who he is when he fought Tank Davis last year, which was kind of like a cherry pick. Why I say it's a cherry pick? Because when Rolly fell out because of that situation, who stepped up to the plate and said, I'll be your Huckleberry? Devin Haney. None other than Devin Haney. He stepped up and said, I'll be your Huckleberry, and they didn't take him up on his offer. They brushed past him like he didn't step up and say, I'll do it. And so they picked Cruz because they want to give the fans a fight, but they still want Deontay to win. Sir Ampo said, Loma's no ring king. Loma box wreck trash. Garbitos. Centos, my boy, my brother. What's up? What's up, baby? What's up, King? He said, "What up, Miss T? Salute to the chat. Everyone hit that like button as you come through. Help Miss T out for her info and energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Sir Ampo said, "S. Cinto, salute, brethren." Yeah. So, Cintos, you remember me talking about Isaac Cruz last year, and I got a little pushback. Now we know who he is, right? So, Gervonta won by the skin of his teeth. I don't care what nobody say. I wouldn't have been mad at a draw. I wouldn't have been mad if Cruz won. And Cruz took that fight on 2 weeks' notice. So imagine what he could do in a full camp. And that's what he's thinking. That's his calculus right now. And it's always been. They asked then, do you want a rematch? No, no, no. That's what Gervonta was like. Nope, nope, nope. Cruz like hell to the yeah. And he ain't stopped saying it. If you looked at the fight this weekend, they asked him some stuff, and he said he want the rematch. Gervonta was like, nope. He shook his head. Like, hell no. He don't want to get back in there with him. But I would say out of all those so-called four kings, at least Gervonta fought him. He should take pride in that. At least you did fight him. If you think about Gervonta, Devin, and Cruz fought Gamboa, who beat him down worse? Who won the fight better? Cruz. Cinto said, "What up, Sir Aunt Bo?" Yeah. So I've been telling y'all about Cruz. And I remember I was on Fred's show, and I was trying to I was talking to Fred, and then Mr. Haney called in. And this is no hit to Mr. Haney. Peace, brother. And I have a habit of calling people Big Daddy or some nickname. I don't even remember what it was, because I stopped saying it because people didn't know how to take it, but it was a term of endearment. And I didn't want to come off disrespectful or whatever. So I don't know if he didn't answer me because of that, but I felt like he ignored me. I'm not mad. I'm not saying any of this to say I'm mad or I don't like the Haneys or anything like that, because that's not true. I wasn't mad, but I asked, I said, "Hey, Mr. Haney." Now, he comes on people's shows, and people could be on the show, and he'll speak to them. He didn't speak to me. I've seen him be on a lot of people's shows, and he spoke to everybody who was there on these people's shows. He didn't speak to me. And I was like, what? So then I tried again. After the second time, I'm not going to bag. But I said, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. But Fred knew I could tell by Fred's silence that he knew that I said something. He knew that Haney heard me. So I don't know. Haney didn't know much about me. I didn't even have a show when this happened. So I don't know. I can't tell you why he chose to ignore me. Maybe he thought I was insignificant. I don't know. It don't knock me down or make me be like boo hoo hoo, and ain't nothing like that. I ain't gonna not like Devin Haney because that happened. But and I ain't gonna not like Bill Haney because of that happened, because I've never really talked derogatory about either one of them. But he did ignore me, Shawty. So, Mr. Haney, if you ever listening, you did ignore me. And I don't know why, but you did. But I was telling you then, I was trying to say, just like I see other people do, yo, won't your son fight Isaac Cruz? Cinto said, yeah, Miss T, you told us who Isaac Cruz was. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Exactamundo. And I don't know if Bill had heard me say it before, because I've said it before on Fred's show, and I know Bill watches show, but I've never heard Bill or Devin speak about Isaac Cruz. But I've heard Isaac Cruz speak about them in a respectful way, no doubt. But I've heard him say it. And I don't know how many times Isaac Cruz, respectfully, because that's how he talks, he's very respectful, can basically put it out on Front Street. I want the rematch with Tank, and I want to fight with Devin. It's not like he inundating, like he begging and begging and begging. But sometimes people ask him, and he tell them what you want him to tell them. Who you want next? I want the champ. Now, Devin, you have a problem with getting fights. You ain't gonna have a problem getting a fight with him, and that will be a barn burner. because Devin is a more pure boxer than Cruz. Cruz is a boxer, and it's not that he just fall in love with his punches. I'm gonna talk about his attributes later, but that would be a great fight. It'd probably be the fight of the year because for once we'll see Devin fight somebody that gives him adversity. Everybody else who don't want to fight Devin, I have to chalk it up to they scared. I don't. If that's not the case, prove me wrong. I'm just one person. You ain't got to do nothing for me, but I'm like, prove me wrong. Because it comes off like you scared to fight Devin. Devin probably feel like you scared to fight him, but Cruz is not scared to fight you, Devin. So won't you fight him? And then y'all sitting around be like, who he fought? I'm talking about the top fighters like Devin, Lomo, Tank, all them. Who did Cruz fight? Garcia, who he fight? How he gonna fight somebody if none of y'all fight him? You can't say he fighting tomato cans. I don't even like to say that about anybody who get in the ring, because you're doing more than what I'm doing. You're doing more than what the average person doing. So, there you have it. But I'm just reading now. Cruz, in my opinion, was elevated officially last night as an elite fighter in the 135 division. It's been brewing for a minute, though. Now I got to give PBC props. This was an excellent card, and I said that. I got to give y'all props when y'all do good. I'm anxious to see what their numbers were, and that is true. I'm anxious to see how much pay-per-view came through. Did y'all know that the pay-per-view was $74.99 here in the States and $12.99 in the UK? So they sold out in the UK. Did y'all see the Crypto Arena, aka the Staples Center? That bitch looked like it was sold out. Every angle that they showed, that shit was packed. Who else packing it like that? That shows you how good of a card that shit was. I bet you that gate was all that. And the tickets started out from $104 on up. I believe they sold out. And we can all say, or we all thought, that Ortiz versus Ruiz by themselves was probably mediocre at best, so it won't be all that. But when you put a good card together, I'm gonna say this to any fighters that have a main event coming up: put Isaac Cruz on your fucking card. You gonna get a packed out venue on that one. That dude bring asses to the seat. I'm willing to say right now, he's probably, in my opinion, the best Mexican fighter right now. I'm a fan. He one of my favorite fighters right now. The only thing that remains to be seen, because he's so young, how will fame, fortune, and notoriety affect him? That's what we want to see. Because right now, the way he is, you can't buy that integrity. You can't buy his integrity. You can't buy him off. He don't care about the la-di-da. He don't care about the robber. He don't care what it look like. He don't care what y'all think about him. When you are in front of him, you are his enemy, and he come to destroy you. That's what we want in a fighter. And he want the motherfucking belts. That's what I definitely want in a fighter. And folks came out for that. Isaac Cruz has cemented himself, as far as I'm concerned, at the top of the heap. And he's starting to look eerily close to being the boogeyman in that division. Because I ask y'all, do y'all notice how nobody brings his name up? They either, now Ryan Garcia the only fool, but they don't bring his name up. And I see in him, like I said, the same thing I see in Wilder and the same thing I see in Bud. The focus of it all, the integrity, the relentless, the meanness in the ring. A man that say what he mean and mean what he say. This is what I see in Isaac Cruz. Talk about last year when everybody was ducking Devin. Let's talk about that. And I was saying about Cruz, trying to tell Bill Haney, like I just told y'all earlier, he ignored me. Loma ducked Devin. Tank ducked Devin. Ryan ducked Devin. Almost Cambosos ducked Devin. T.O. ducked Devin. Now, is it all of them doing the same thing to Isaac? Because Tank straight up tell you he ain't fighting Isaac no more. He done with that. He over. It's over. They don't never talk about Loma and Isaac ever. But Loma was preoccupied, so I'm gonna give him a little pass. Ryan used Isaac's name for clout or cap or whatever they call it. Because he has no intentions of fighting him, not alone Tank Davis. You know, Cambosos better not even think about no goddamn Isaac Cruz. It'll be over in 10 seconds. T.O. is moved up to the next weight division. Devin, don't even mention his name. Let me repeat. Devin, don't even mention his name. I've never seen a clip where Devin even bring him up. It's kind of making that saying, they say everything but last fight, look kind of weird. It's kind of getting old to say everybody ducking you, because this man ain't ducking you. He's asked respectfully, can we get together? Devin, you don't even say his name. So I always ask how many times this guy got to respectfully, because it's not like he hounding nobody and constantly saying nothing, but how many times he got to say it before any of them take it serious or try to give him an answer. He said it again after the fight. I want the rematch, and that's personal with him with that rematch with Tank. He want that bitch. But if he can't get Tank, he said, hey, run Devin to me. Like I said, Ryan used his name for clout. Can't really say nothing about Shakur Stevenson, even though I had him up on my thumbnail, because Shakur hasn't officially moved up to the 135 division. I don't know. I'm not going to even speculate what Shakur would do. I don't know. Carlos Cruz is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, what's good with it, little mama? Nothing much. Talk about that boy, that man, Isaac Cruz. Now one of my favorite fighters. And how it's starting to look eerily close to ducking. People ducking him. They want to say he's a high risk, low reward. But if y'all the man, get it in. You can't have 4 top champions. There's only one. And his name is Devin Haney. And I would go so far as this. If I was ranking the 135 division right now, my top guy is going to be Devin Haney by virtue of the fact he has the belts. Take away the belts, just ranking them on fighting ability or who I think can, run through the fucking division. Isaac Cruz is number 1. I said it. I said it in my E-Thriller voice. I said it. Isaac Cruz is number 1. If they want to prove me differently, get in the ring with this dude. Can he be beat? Yeah, he could. But can y'all do it at 24? When he's 24 years old? I don't know. Can the top dudes do it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And we got to throw a new one on the Barbie. That dude, De Los Santos. Whew. I never seen him. I never seen him before. Remember that shit on Life? But she said, I never seen him before. That's the way she said it. Carlos Cruz said Isaac Cruz is for sure number 1. Indeed. And fucking indeed. I'm putting it on the line. I'm saying yes. But this dude, De Los Santos, I would even want to see Isaac Cruz and him get it in. Now, you talking about a fight of the year? That's going to be thebomb.com. I never seen De Los Santos, but my gut never lied to me. That dude is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the 135 division, because I've seen Venezuela, his partner, fight many times. That dude was an up-and-coming good one. De Los Santos is on a whole nother level. Boxing Nerd 101 is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, whoa, no way. No way about what? No way about what? Isaac Cruz? Hell yeah, way. Boxing there said, no way. I'm going to throw De Los Santos, like I said, in that mix too. But Isaac Cruz is the top for me. And he don't get number one spot only because Devin Haney is the champ. And we got to bow down to the champ. We got to give him his flowers and his props. He the champ. If y'all think y'all better, go take it from him. He ain't giving it up. You know what I'm saying? I still got faith in Devin Haney. And I always tell you guys, I'll pick the pure boxer before I pick anything else type of boxer. I always go with the more pure boxer, but that's not an absolute. You know, there's things that, and I'm going to talk about the specialties of Isaac Cruz that where people will be like, well, he don't do this and he don't do that. And I'm going to tell you where he makes up for this and that. I always tell you guys, in boxing, it is always about your legs and then your feet movement, then your stance, and then your punching. And boxing is punching, right? But punching to me comes fourth on the legs. Because if you don't have legs, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to waste my time training you. If you ain't got legs, you ain't got feet movement. And you probably don't know how to stand properly. Because fighting, period, is always about your stance and how to displace your weight in the right way, whether you think so or not. Any kind of fighting. And then it's your hands. But it must start with your legs. And that's something that guy got in droves. Isaac Cruz got that in droves. It's them legs. That's his secret weapon. Just like Pacquiao, his secret weapon was his legs. Some of your greatest fighters, their secret weapon was their legs. I don't care how skinny they are or how thick they are. It's their legs. Then it's their feet movement. Then it's their stance, and then it's their punching ability. And Isaac Cruz, boy, do he got that prioritized correctly. Carlos Cruz said, what you think about Ryan Garcia? Cruz would just KO that dude. Ryan is a non-factor with all of them to me. Ryan is quick. I'm going to give him his props. He's fast. He got that more than a lot of people. And he got pop on his punch. But he do a lot of other things wrong. But he could get better. He's a good little fighter. I wouldn't say excellent. But Ryan Hart isn't in it. That's what we're going to have to start recognizing. He don't care for boxing. It's just part of his identity, you know. Right now he's mowing down bitches and, you know, making babies and doing all kinds of stuff. And that's his right. You know, he's rich. And he's had he got his social media following. But that's what his priority is. And I ain't saying he can't have that priority, but you can't serve two masters. You either into boxing or you're not, and he's not. And if Ryan get in there with somebody like Cruz, even I would say Davis, even Haney, they're going to fuck his ass up. But he does have speed, and he does have pop on his punch. So he has a chance. He has a little chance. Now let's talk about the specialties of Cruz. And then after that, I'm going to pretty much drop the link. I got some other people to talk about, but I'm going to drop the link after that. Now, this is what I see in Cruz. His legs, his height, and his foot movement are his advantages. Let me repeat that. His legs, his height, and his foot movement. Because when you're a shorter fighter, reaching up is better than when you're a taller fighter reaching down. That's what I'm starting to see in boxing. Maybe it's the people, you know, maybe every generation, somebody tall can show you, it's all about the height, you know, as far as being tall. But for now, right now, people who are shorter seem to be faring better in boxing if you look across the spectrum. But it's his legs. He doesn't use his legs like a Erislan Lara or Earl Spence or others. he springs from his legs. He used them as springs. And that's hard to try to explain, but you got to pay attention to detail to see it. When he coming in and he's nowhere near you yet, talking about Cruz, he's already, he sits down when he knows he's within range, and then he springs, but he does it so quickly. Not even Earl Spence can do it that quick. Earl Spence and Erislandy Lara have to sit on their punches even as they moving. Isaac Cruz don't. He does it so quick. I don't know what kind of legs he got, but he got some powerful legs. The fact that he's short and he's reaching up is easier to me than when you're tall and trying to fight down. Because you have to be in a perfect position and situation when you're fighting down than when you're short and coming up, I think. Isaac Cruz also is well proportioned. He has a very well proportioned body. You might scarf at his shorter arms than most people, but it's proportioned for his stature. Everything matches on. He's well proportioned. Legs to arms, torso to legs. He's well proportioned. So when he springs off them legs, if you ever done plyometric exercise, the person who actually jumps up and land somewhere else and do that type of stuff is going to get more out the workout or more advantage than the person who springs up but don't let their feet leave the ground a little. Now, as a trainer, you would never really train your boxer to jump off their feet or whatever, because they can come down unbalanced. But only some people can do. Like, some people are unique that way. Like Pacquiao, you wouldn't train nobody to fight like him, because you'll be training wrong. He is uniquely like that. And so to me, this is a unique characteristic of Isaac Cruz. Another thing, his foot movement. He walks you down. He literally walks you down. He don't slide up, and he literally walks your ass down. But he walks you down with his peekaboo defense. And I love his peekaboo defense because it's one of the most effective. A lot of people try to do peekaboo, but it ain't as effective as his. His peekaboo defense is actually an offense. Carlos Cruz said, I'm going to have to go, but keep up the good work, TT. Keep your grind. Thank you, cuz. Reginald Peters is in the building. He said, hey, Miss T, what's popping, King? Yeah, so height, legs, and foot movement. These are all attributes that Isaac Cruz has, right? He's not a pure boxer. So if he get in there in the ring with a pure boxer, they might have a chance. The question is, can you take a punch? If a pure boxer can take a punch and neutralize what Isaac is doing, they might have a chance. If they can't, they're done. It remains to be seen if Isaac Cruz's way of fighting is going to be good longevity-wise, because as you get older, you lose some reflexes, agility, speed, or whatever, and maybe all of that in combination with what he actually does was helping them. And I will bend to that, because I even say that about Benavidez and them. Why they winning? Because they're young. When Benavidez is young. When Benavidez get older and fighting that same way, he's going to get his ass handed to him. He's getting away with it because he's young. You don't square the fuck up and fight that way. Never should you ever. But he's young. He got all the energy in the world and the fear factor of it all. Because when you're younger, you don't have as much fear. You don't think as much. You don't hesitate as much. As you get older, you will. It's just this life. That shit is undefeated. You will. Isaac Cruz sets traps. He just always does. If you're paying attention, you'll see it. And he does a lot of feinting and slipping. So to me, those three things, those three attributes right there replaces why he doesn't punch. because he doesn't do a jab that much. He don't. But it's the feinting and the setting of traps and slipping the punches is what he replaces that with. Again, in the long run, would that fare better for him or be a sense of derailment for him? I don't know. I can't call it as of today. He's only 24. He's like the same age as Devin. Reginald Peters said every boxer that Tank fight and they hold their own become overnight star. Yeah, I guess you could say that. That's how it works though, right? Like I said, it remains to be seen if in the long run. Then the peekaboo defense, I already told you, doubles as an offense move too. His temperament outside the ring, in the ring, the lack of care of what people think, what it look like. So I do believe fame will not derail him. And the only advice I could give Isaac Cruz is to stay with the people that brought you to the dance. Don't change it up. Don't change it up when the money and the fortune and the fame come. Don't change nothing. I will hope that he stay with his family. Congratulations to him for becoming a father again. It's a lot of people that became a father here recently. Shout outs to all of you, whether you're a celebrity or not. Fatherhood is good and motherhood is good. So shout outs to the lady too, your wife and all that. But don't trade her. Don't trade her in, Isaac. Don't get the big head. I want this man to keep what he is today. I want him to be that 10 years from now. This dude is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Y'all watch what I tell you. Anton Young is in the building. What's poppin'? King said I wouldn't mind seeing him and Tank go to war again. Tank don't want none of that smoke. Because, when they did fight, it was 2 weeks notice. Now, imagine if he get a whole camp. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Isaac. Isaac want that shit bad. I don't know, like I said, how many times he got to keep expressing it. He says it respectfully. Tank showed y'all in the fight Sunday night. He was shaking his head like hell to the no. PGH Big Dog is in the building. Was Bobby King said salute Queen T. Anton Young said thanks. PGH Big Boss said Pitbull versus Rolly next. I don't know. Why? Because Tank said that? You ain't gonna pull no Mayweathers over here. You ain't gonna be throwing no monkey wrenches and no shit like Mayweather through what's his name? Earl Spence in front of Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman kept calling for Mayweather, which Keith Thurman had a right to call for Mayweather. Mayweather was like, fight Earl. No, that's what Tank doing right now. Fight Rolly. No, fight you, nigga. Fight you is a rematch. And I love Tank. I gotta say it like that. But fight you. He want to fight you. Tank beat Pitbull with one hand. Stop the cap. Pitbull gets KO'd this time. Oh, no. We'll see. We'll see if they get a rematch. Tank hand got hurt in the middle of the fight. And Tank did do a beautiful job. But if you go back and look at the end of that fight, even Tank wasn't sure if he was going to win or not. They could have called it a draw. They could have gave it to Pitbull. They could have gave it to Tank. Nobody's mad about the decision. I need the rematch. Anton Young said, I guess he's saying, yo, we need that. Yeah. Yeah. I need the rematch. Fuck this throwing him off on Rolly. He asking you. Rolly going backwards. He asking you. I will say a fight going forward could be that kid De Los Santos that was on that card too. I wouldn't mind seeing Pitbull Cruz and De Los Santos fight. Now, that'll be a barn burner. Now that shit will be off the chain. I wouldn't consider that going backwards. But Rolly is going backwards. I just say don't get the big head, Isaac, and Don't trade your wife in, please don't, because that's gonna lead to you getting a big head and doing stupid shit. I just put the link in the chat if y'all want to come in and chop it up. But that was my favorite fight on that card that night. I was pleasantly surprised with the Venezuela, with the De Los Santos fight, because I've seen Venezuela fight. That dude a good fighter. He was good, up and coming prospect. He was a good fighter, and he hits hard, and he knows he hit hard. But that goddamn De Los Santos, I was like, who the fuck is this? That's the first time I seen him fight. But I'm a fan. Shit, that was a good ass card. I was thoroughly impressed when they were showing the whole crypto arena and shit, aka the Staples Center. That shit was packed. Highly packed. Then Ryan just have a fight there that wasn't even like that. That thing was packed. And like I said, it started off, I tell you the prices. Damn. I didn't know I read that much. The pay-per-view was $74.99. They sold pay-per-view in UK for $12.99. And you know they sold out. Ruiz, because he was a unified champion and Ortiz never was. Ruiz was the top dog, and he got $1 million guaranteed up front, and Ortiz got $550K. The tickets started at $104 a piece. You know, so I don't know what the highest was, but they sold out. And $126, and not to my knowledge. You know what? I ain't researching that hard. I just Googled it, and that's what I saw. That it was $104 a piece. And I told y'all what Ruiz, their attributes at the beginning and the top of the hour. I was like, what was their attributes of why they got their claim to fame or notoriety. And their fight was okay. It was a very strategic fight. Ortiz still got his skills, popping the jab all night. If that's all he did, it could have been like a Cambosos and Devin Haney fight. Because Devin Haney just beat him with the jab and all this stuff all night. But outside of them 3 knockdowns. Now, you know what that fight reminded me of? Y'all guess. PGH Big Dog said that pay-per-view had to be another flop. Stop all these BS pay-per-views. I don't know, PGH. I don't know. Fight TV had it like they made, I think they said they garnished a little over 100,000 views. That's just Fight TV. I ain't even talking about pay-per-view. When they put Pitbull Cruz, Venezuela, and even Abner Morris on the card, they made it a sellable card. The motherfuckers came out. They packed that arena. And from my understanding, PBC didn't really want to pay them motherfuckers. So they tried to that's why they turned it into a pay-per-view and let the pay-per-view pay them. Because they didn't put up next to nothing to put that fight on. And if that's the case, if it come back that it's hundreds of thousands, because Ruiz, you got to give it to him, whether you want to say it was more Joshua or not. Ruiz broke 1 million in pay-per-view sales. He did. And Ortiz probably came close with fighting Wilder. So maybe that's why they went on ahead and gave those fellas the fight. And they let the pay-per-view be the payment of the fight, or pay them. Because, they most certainly didn't put a lot of money or effort into it. I mean, but I'm going to tell you, Ruiz video clips and the way he speaks and the baby face he got, he needs to do more of it to get his name. Because he has the face to attract casuals, in my opinion. Because he has a baby face and he seems harmless and he's endearing. And I know, like, as far as women, not saying, oh, Ruiz, like that. I'm not saying it like that. But I know a lot of women will be like, yeah, I want to see this dude. Like, you know, even though his shell of himself, like he's overweight and sometimes when he get real big, it looks real nasty and sloppy. Okay, fine, dandy. But he'll shock you. He'll shock you. You cannot judge a book by its cover when it comes to him. That motherfucker the truth. And when he cracked motherfucking Ortiz that first time and knocked his ass down, I was like, God damn. Now, in the same breath, I'm gonna say, Ortiz, you have a great temperament when you talking to people too. You smile, you talk in the clear, precise way. Even though I don't understand what you're saying because you're speaking another language, but you should do more of it too to get y'all weight up. You know what I'm saying? What we thought was a doozy, it turned out good for you guys, but it was a collective effort with everybody on the card. Like I said, Ortiz still got his skills. He was popping that jab all fucking night. That had to be hard. Y'all want to talk about he 43, popping the jab the whole fucking night. He never stopped. He made that fight close even with 3 knockdowns. And that's why I say, if it weren't for the knockdowns, I think Ortiz would have won by decision. Have we seen his age? Yes, but moderately. If he feel he could keep going, so be it. But I will say, I will caution this, and this I say this respectfully. I think he might want to leave his family at home because it seems like it's too much for the kiddos. Oh, they be crying for Papa. And I was like, oh, maybe they got to get a little older before they come see their daddy put in work. Ruiz had to fight that fight like he did. By his own words, he said Ortiz was too much and strong. He said Ortiz was hurting him. And because of that admission, I don't think Ruiz can deal with Deontay Wilder. He said Ortiz was hurting him. What you think Wilder gonna do? Wilder taller, and he would keep you at the end of his punches. And all it takes is that one. But now the question can be, can Wilder take his punch? You can say that when you talk about Andy Ruiz with anybody. Y'all think it's soft over there, squeeze him. Because if he hits you, he can hurt you. That's, to me, what's good about Ortiz. He can hurt you. I mean, Ruiz. So he always has a puncher's chance with ever and whoever he fights, whenever he fights. But I think Ruiz will have a better go at it if he fought Usyk. They are both intelligent boxers. That's why I say that. They will be playing chess like a motherfucker in that ring. Well, they both good boxers. Fury, I don't know because of his height, but weight will not be an issue for both of them. So Fury can think, oh, let me gain all this weight to fight somebody like Ruiz, and he would have calculated that one wrong. And the new surprise to the 135 division for me was, like I said, De Los Santos. That dude is going to be a force to be reckoned with. You mark my words. I said it today. And I've never seen this guy fight. Shout out to the people who did. But like Danny Garcia, he will punch with you. That's what I see. His biggest talent, to me, is his lack of hesitation. And I'm talking about De Los Santos, that is. He see an opening, he takes it. And there's a lot of fighters who can't execute that. People in life, sometimes you have a split second decision. I mean, like half a second or less of time to make a decision. And some people can't execute that fast because they're thinking too much. but he strikes me as a fighter who doesn't think. He see your chin up, and bow, he up in your motherfucking chin. And that's what he was doing last night. Old boy was coming in, and Venezuela could have got anybody with the way he fight. Old boy coming in, Venezuela's an excellent fighter. And he sticks that stiff one out as he see him make a move. So to me, he got split second decision making, on his side. De Los Santos, that is. I feel about him, De Los Santos, like I felt about Cruz last year when everybody was giving me pushback against him. And like I said, I wouldn't mind actually seeing Cruz and De Los Santos go, get in the match and fight and either be a main event or a co-main event. And I'm telling you, whoever put on a boxing match, that's the co-main event that you want on your ticket. It will be a barn burner for sure. But yeah, that fight, shout out to PVC. You did another good one. The first one this year being the Errol Spence and Ugas card. And the second one is this one. You did a lot of good ones in between that, but those two are the best ones. The Errol Spence card and this card right here. And I hope the pay-per-view numbers is out of this world because I want to see Ortiz and Ruiz get paid. I want to see all those gentlemen on the whole card get paid. I hope it was out of this world. I really do. Because they didn't put a lot of money into it. But these guys recognized it was an opportunity to shine. They took lemons and made lemonade. That's what the fuck they did. And that was A-OK. That was all that. Now, like I said, I dropped the link in the chat. I'll drop it again. If anybody want to come in and whatever, but that's all I had with this fight this weekend. I was like, whoa. That shit was tight. And I didn't think it would be, but it was tight. I was very thoroughly entertained. And I'm telling you, I've made some final decisions just watching that. One, De Los Santos gonna be a force to be reckoned with. He's a contender in my eyes. He's a contender, not a prospect. And Pitbull Cruz is an elite, top-notch echelon fighter. That's what he is. Fuck, y'all gotta take one of them 4 kings off and put Cruz up in that bitch. The first person I'm thinking is Ryan. You replace. This man has respectfully asked for y'all. And y'all know he did. He said it as much when he fought Tank the first time. That was December 4th or 5th or something last year. He said it last night. He said it before in a couple of interviews. He don't be disrespectful with it. He never is disrespectful that I see. He just says it. And you got Devin Haney that won't even mention his name. Never. I've never heard Devin Haney speak on Isaac Cruz, not once. Tank Davis emphatically says, hell to the no. He wasn't even an option for Kambosos. I don't know what Loma think. He been away, but he was fighting last year. I have never heard Loma mention his name. Ryan Garcia mentions his name for clout. Have no intentions of fighting him. And they've asked him that. They was like, what's the deal with Ryan and them? They say you turned down shit. He said they never, ever sent anything for me to turn down. So I don't know. He basically was like, I don't know what that's about. I cannot turn down some shit I ain't never got. So we know how Oscar and them can lie. We know how Ryan lies. Ryan don't want it with fucking, man, Cruz will kill his ass. If Ryan won't thinking about retiring by now, he get in the ring with Cruz, he'll retire out of that fight. Because if he ain't about boxing, if you're not really into boxing, you might not want to get in the fight with Cruz. Because you're going to go ahead on and retire and take it to the house. because you know you was way out of your realm. If you got to face motherfuckers like him, you going to be like, nah, I ain't fucking around. I'm not fucking with this dude. But shout outs to Isaac Cruz. I hope that your star keep rising. I hope you get all the money, the fame, or whatever that's deserving to you. You are now my favorite fighter. So shout outs to Jerry, who always say, you don't got no other color than black. I got 2 black dudes and now I'm Mexican. But it remains to be seen. I hope he don't get caught up in the minutia and start acting silly and shit and saying silly shit. You a fighter. You by yourself in the ring. You your own team. I mean, you got your team that support you and help you. But when you in that ring, you by yourself. So don't be saying no dumb shit like your peers, like Canelo, that say he don't want to fight no Mexicans. That's avoidance. That's ducking. That ain't you, Cruz. That ain't you at all. Fight all Mexicans. Fight all blacks. Fight all whites. Fight anybody with a title. Fight anybody that want that fucking smoke. And let them know they ain't supposed to be in the ring with you. That's what I got to say about that. I ain't got much more to say. That it was a good weekend. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I don't know about you guys. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. If you already subscribed, don't hit that button. You already locked in. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel or whatever. Oh, let me give you my sponsor's word. I keep forgetting to play my commercial. That thing played a little bit faster than I'm used to it. But please hit the like button in my humblest voice ever. Please hit the like button. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I have to say. If you guys want to chime in, you can, and all that. But that was a good one. And let me get to the stuff that's coming up. Let me see. We got Liam Smith and Joaquino. That's gonna be on Sky Sports and Fight TV September. Oh, that already happened. Estrada versus Cortez. That already happened. Why is this thing behind? Let me update it. Okay. Adorno versus Roldan. Showtime September 9th. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna watch it because it's free. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hurtas versus Maduino. ProBoxTV.com. I don't know where that's at. September 9th, 9 p.m. Shields versus Marshall. Gotta catch that. Sky Sports, ESPN Plus, September 10th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think Baumgartner's fight with Michaela Meyer is on that as well. I think it's on that day. I definitely know it's on ESPN Plus, but I think it's on that same card. So be sure to watch Clarissa Shields versus Marshall on Sky Sports or ESPN Plus. Get ready right now, y'all. Don't miss it because I think Baumgartner is on there, and it's gonna be a hellified fight with the ladies. Makhmudov versus Takam is September 16, 7 p.m. Eastern. Canelo versus Golovkin, another barn burner. I know a lot of people probably don't want to see it, but here's Golovkin chance to get a reprieve. I don't care either way. The Zone pay-per-view September 17. I would not be buying that. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stevenson versus Conseca. I got to see my boy Shakur. ESPN Plus September 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Parker versus Joyce. ESPN Plus BT Sports September 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me make a correction. Stevenson versus Conseca, I said ESPN Plus September 23rd. I'm hoping that's what I said. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wood versus Lara, The Zone, September 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Connor Ben versus Chris Eubanks, The Zone pay-per-view, October 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Will not be paying for that either, but I hear that that's going to be a barn burner. Fundora versus Ocampo. I don't know how they made that match. That's a weird ass match. Showtime October 8th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope they not the main. They the main event. Shit. Ugh. Wilder versus Hellenius. That's Fox pay per view. That's my boy. October 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Haney versus Cambosos 2, ESPN 2, ESPN Plus, October 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Damn. ESPN and Fox going head to head at the same time. Fury versus Hunter. Talking about Huey Fury, the cute Fury. I hate to say it like that because can any of them be cute? But Huey Fury, he's a nice looking man. But he got a different mama. That's, I don't know if that's the ticket, but he got a different mama. Huey Fury versus Hunter. Sky Sports, October 29, 2 p.m. East Standard Time. Bivol versus Ramirez. Ramirez finally get his chance under the sun. He been begging everybody since Santa Claus. Now he got to fight Bivol on the zone, November 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all heard what Canelo said about that. If Bivol lose, ain't no rematch. Canelo, I think you better worry about who's in front of you rather than to be worried about Bivol, the motherfucker that kicked your ass. Cordina versus Rakimov, the zone, November 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know who these folks is. Jojo Diaz is back in the ring versus Cepeda, the zone versus on November 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll watch that. Love versus Spark. I'm assuming they mean Montana Love versus Spark. I don't know who Spark is. The zone versus that's on November 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the schedule between here, September to November. That's coming up. That is the schedule. So, I'll be sure to be watching what I can or what I like. Y'all know I'm still on the PBC strike. I'm going to apologize to some of the people that's going to get caught up in that strike. Now I did put some money on this fight because, I went to a friend's house and, I donated. That's what you do. You're supposed to be cordial like that. So I kind of broke my promise, but I kind of didn't. Martin King is in the building. He said, evening at Boxing Fans Talk TV, the queen. Yes. Where are my queens and the queen's men? Where are all of them? Ray New said, I think who was it? Ray New that told me. He said, that's the title I should give, where are my queen's men? I thought about this. Where are my TTs at? Where are my TTs? Tattoo on TT, say it B-I-G, baby. You want to get between my knees, baby? Nah, that's just me making fun of the rap song. But yeah, I like that. Where are my TTs at? Martin Key said, yeah, I couldn't find anyone to go have, but I caught the fight today. Yeah, somebody loaded it up. I did go to a friend's house, but somebody did load it up. I saw some of it too, what I missed. But thanks, shout out to them people that do that. I can't do it. I don't even know how to do it. I wish that we could open the show and then show, whatever, but people be more particular about that. That's a dangerous thing to do. They'll shut your fucking channel down so fast. And not just shut your channel down, they'll shut your internet, your email account that's attached to your channel. And I'm telling you, it take a lot to get all that shit back. So nobody wants to go through that. Martin King Boxer said, I'll watch a super fight in the desert with a credit card, though. I feel you. But you know what? I hope very much that they have success when the final numbers come out. Because if the pay-per-view was anything like the gate, from what I could see, they did pretty well. And they need to, it's all because of the total package. When you have a lackluster group of people in your main event. And sorry to say that about Ruiz and Ortiz because they're formidable opponents. But they, their claim to fame was one thing. So when you have something like that, you have to even the playing field out by supplying a great undercard. This is something that the zone understood. They understood the assignment because for the longest time, if you watch any main event on the zone, their undercard will fucking take your breath away. Their undercard was all that in a bag of chips. Now the zone is on some other shit by trying to maximize their money by charging pay-per-view and all that. Whenever they do Canelo, I'm not paying, and that's on purpose. I'm sure Canelo is a nice guy, but I'm sick of the bullshit. And then the zone, you should have grandfathered some folks in. I'm not total strike on the zone, but I'm not paying Canelo nothing because y'all overpay him, so he don't need my motherfucking money. So people can feel that way too, the zone. Martin King said you so I don't know what he meant. Tay said, welcome to the building, Tay. It's Bobby King. He said El Rayo was overrated by Dante and Aki. He said his defense was not as good as they said. Are you talking about Venezuela, Jose? Jose Venezuela? When he fought De Los Santos? Yeah. He wasn't over. He was good, but De Los Santos was better. That's what it is. The zone plan is to give everyone what they want when it's available to do so. Well, that's good. He said yes. Okay. Yeah, Venezuela was good. He's still good. He just was not better than that guy. And hopefully we see more of that guy. And that guy was a last minute replacement, like a 1 day notice from what they said. He was going to be on that undercard, but not on the TV, so to speak. So they moved him up. And boxing can be like that. You gotta be ready for everything. You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta have a mean streak too. That's what I like about Pitbull Cruz. He got that mean streak. He was really salivating at the mouth to get at his opponent in the weigh-in and the when the stare down was going down. And they was like, he got bad blood. You don't even know this nigga. You already don't like him. That's how you gotta be. Cause you're not coming in there to pulling fussies. You ain't winning shit as no bunny rabbit when the other motherfucker is a snake. You gotta be a snake too. So, anywho, like that's it for me, y'all. When you know better, you do better. This was a good card, all in out. I had a good time watching it. I thoroughly was impressed. I understand Ruiz positioning. He didn't throw a lot of punches, but he said it out his mouth. Ortiz hurt me. He was hurting me. I had to be strategic. And the fact that he could hurt Ortiz, that shit was amazing. So, you got to be able to recognize what you can do and can't do when you're facing said opponent. And you got to be able to make adjustments. We know that Ruiz throw more than what he did in this fight. He normally would throw more and really would advance on you, but he did what he could do with a formidable opponent. And Ortiz is still viable because even though he's 43, and I hope he make more money. In fact, I hope Ortiz's next fight is in Saudi. I hope he make a killing. Yeah, now AJ ready to fight everybody he was avoiding before. Go ahead and fight him. AJ want to fight Wilder now. Okay, after the fact, when you ain't got shit, miss me with that shit. Fight Ortiz. But anywho, Tay said, Ruin don't loom the same since Joshua. Ruiz don't seem the same, I guess you're saying. And Reginald said Al Heyman got the game fucked up pay-per-view. A lot of his fights should be free. I'm not paying 80 no more. Maybe Wilder only. I feel you, King. it did look like Ortiz lost some power and just seemed stronger. Yeah. I don't know. He's really old. What about his Andy? Well, man, he said Andy. Tay, 43. You know why I'm laughing, Tay? Because I'm laughing because when I was your age, I would have said 30 something was old. And you talk about 43 old. And, now that I'm up there, I can't say 43 old. Tay, you young as you feel. True enough, 40s ain't nothing to play with. This is why they are amazed at any fighter who can fight in their 40s. A lot of shit gonna happen to you health wise in your 40s, and it all starts now. So when you get to 40 and you look back at your 20s where you are now, Tay, you gonna see the things you did and how you paying for it 20 years later. Everybody do, and it's hard to tell somebody in their early 20s what's about to come 20 years from now, because you can't see it, you can't feel it. It's not supposed to be seen by you. You say you're not 20 yet, even more. Then even more, we're gonna call it, Tay. You right there at the door, you right there. We're gonna call it, Tay. Reginald Peters said Wilder hurt Ortiz bad. He not the same fighter. He got dropped 5 times in 2 fights. Yeah. But I keep myself in shape. Good for you, Tay. You gotta do it with your eating too. And you're a young man, so I know you in shape and your body's physically fit, but you have to eat right. If you don't want problems in your 40s, you got to. But again, it's hard to tell somebody young. People couldn't tell my young self when I was in my 20s, what the fuck you was gonna tell me? I'm eating this burger. Now what? You know what I'm saying? You got to eat. You said my eating is bad. You have to. Eating processed food is bad for all of us. That's what my show is about. Finding a healthy you. Understanding and learning that eating processed food is bad for all of us. I don't know. There's a lot of mystery about the human body. Doctors don't know everything. And it'll probably always be like that. But we do know that food is medicine. We do know that. If you don't want to accept that, I don't know what to tell you, but it is. And the minute you accept that, you will make better choices. You will make better choices. And I hate to say it, for a young person to really get the grip of it and understand it, they got to go through something. And we don't want y'all to have to go through nothing to get it. We want y'all to just take our word for it, because we was once young too. I mean, it was yesterday I was in my 20s. That's how quick that shit went. Reginald said, "Hey, Miss T, tell how to get my sugar under control." Okay. So I'm gonna paint this little picture. Okay. So whenever you eat anything, it turns into sugar. Let me repeat that. I don't care what it is. Whenever you eat something, it turns into the sugar. Sugar pushes the brain. Sugar powers the brain. It powers your organs and everything. You need sugar in your life. Sugar is a very, very hot commodity. But not just any sugar, the right sugar. So whenever you eat something and everything turns into sugar, there's a spike in insulin. You spike up. You don't want to spike up to, like, if 10 is the highest number, you don't want your spikes to be up to 10. You want your spikes to be foothills, not mountains, foothills. You want them to spike up to 1 and 2, but you don't want them to spike up to 10. So if everything you eat is sugar, now, this is the other picture I want to paint, and your body runs off of sugar, the brain included. Well, the blood is important because the blood takes oxygen, nutrients, and all kinds of stuff to all body parts, right? And we talking red blood cells, right? In order to make a perfect red blood cell, to make it viable and do what it's supposed to do, you have to have sugar in it, right? So imagine the red blood cells have a bouncer in front of each one of them. Just picture a club and there's a bouncer. Now, the only way you could get into this red blood cell, i.e., unlock the red blood cell to get into it, you have to be accompanied with a group of people. You have to have 3 molecules of sugar, the stuff that you ate, plus 1 molecule to match it from your insulin, from your pancreas. Your pancreas will create enough sugar to, or i.e. insulin, to match all the sugar you just ate, right? 3 molecules of sugar has to go along with 1 molecule of insulin, which is sugar. The bouncer sitting at the front of the red blood cell, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, y'all got everything you need. Yeah, you can come in." They let you in, and then you go on your merry way and do your job. If you don't have 3 molecules of sugar and 1 molecule of insulin, you can't have just the 3 molecules of sugar. The bouncer gonna be like, "Can't get in. Can't get in." You can't just have 1 molecule of insulin. The bouncer will be like, "You can't get in." But if you have them together, you can get in. When you have a case where you have sugar in your body because you ate something and you don't get to utilize that sugar because it's not real sugar, that's why you're not getting in. Because an insulin molecule will never link up with fugazi ass sugar. It will never do that. So the fugazi sugar is just floating around. Eventually, it's going to turn into fat. Now, your body is so resilient, it will try its best to use it some kind of way. And most of the time, some people can figure out something to use it for. But for the most part, no. It's supposed to send it down the pathway to get to the large intestine, eventually excreting from your body. But a lot of times, stuff gets stuck in your large intestines. That's why they tell you walk around with a lot of pounds of poop in you. People do. Like a person that's in their 40s, probably 40 plus pounds of poop in them. You know? So when you just ask me, "Hey, Miss T, tell how to get my sugar under control," you want to stop eating fugazi ass sugar. You want the sugar that you eat to have a purpose and be able to be used. Even though you may not know, or maybe you may lie to yourself, but your body knows the difference between real sugar and fake sugar. It just knows. Your insulin molecules, they know too. So now you got insulin sugar already released, because once it's released from the pancreas, you can't put it back. So now you got all this sugar just floating around in your body. It's not brown adipose tissue, it's white adipose tissue. Now, brown and white, that's a whole nother story. But when you're kids, most kids' fat is brown adipose, and brown adipose will burn up. It's like your body in incinerator. That's why kids are little and got a lot of energy. But as you get older and older, most of the time that shit turn to white adipose tissue, which is fat. And once it's fat, now you got to figure out how to get that fat off or how to use it. Now, when it's fat, it's turned to fat to be in reserve, kind of like a hibernation thing. Because maybe your body thinking like, "Oh, we couldn't use it right now, but maybe we can use it later." And like I told you, your body is resilient. It'll find a way. Before you die, your body will find a way to use fake ass shit or to get it out of there. How do you get it out of your system? Because that's what you prefer to do. This is why I tell y'all to drink water. Drink your water. Your water will flush all that shit out if you drinking the proper amounts. I don't care what diet, whatever you do, whatever you do to try to make yourself healthy, if you're not drinking the proper amount of water, it's not going to work. But that's one way to get it out. If you push your body to the limits the way it has to figure out something to do with it, you can do it. Then you got your shortcuts with all these GNC products and these colonics and all that. Shortcuts never work. Just do it the right way. Just do it the right way. Sometimes you can beat it down by eating the proper stuff. And that's a way. I don't know if you understood that, Reginald, how to get my sugar under control. but you have to replace the sugar you're eating with real sugar. Real sugar can never make you have high spikes. A real sugar will be totally used, and real sugar do not make you fat. Don't make you sick. Fake sugar, on the other hand, which even though the labels on your food tell you what everything is that's in your food, but they lie too, because there's a lot of ingredients in your food that they don't never tell you about, and a lot of that is sugar that you cannot digest. Now, again, like I said, some people are more resilient than others. I can tell you, for me, I had to learn that I cannot. My body isn't as resilient as somebody else when it comes to eating fake sugar. My body tells me right away, I don't like that shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, no. When I was like Tay age, no. I did what people do at Tay age. But when I got 40, you got to think your body has been fighting and trying to tell you in so many ways and words, stop doing this to me. I'm tired of fighting. They don't ever get a break. You eating that way, they don't ever get a break, and they just like, oh my God. And then when you get in your 40s, your fight that you had in you, it said, I quit. And that's what I mean by in your 40s, you take a nosedive in health. And you be like, wait a minute. What the fuck is this? That's what happens. It's like, that's what your body does. And it happens to all of us. For me, that magic age was 45. Up until 45, I still thought I was young. I was doing young people stuff. And then my body just said, and I was like, wait a minute, what is this? I'm gonna damn it die. And I'm scared. There are times where I'm scared to eat certain things. I'm telling you, I'm like that now. I'm scared to eat certain things because a lot of times, if your body working good, this is if you drink a lot of water. This will happen to you. If you eat something you ain't supposed to eat, could be like fried chicken or whatever, your body will push it right on out. But that's only people who drink a lot of water. So that's what I do. That's another reason why I advocate water, because even when I mess up, because I got so much water in me, it flushes it out. It dilutes it. But without the water, oh my God, I would be so goddamn sick. I'd be in the hospital because my body has decided in so many ways and words, I'm not fighting this fight no more for you. You ain't listening to me for 20 years. Fuck you. So that's why I tell you, Tay, just start now. Make it easy. 5 days out the week, eat very clean. On the weekend, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Or just on social events, have fun. When you want to, drink beer or whatever people drink, I hope you ain't drinking beer, Tay. Don't even start that habit. If you want to drink whatever it is you drink, hottie toddy, whatever people drink your water first. Get that in first, and then drink whatever you want. That way you kind of tricking your body not to make it feel like a punishment. And you know what? When you do it that way, you don't think you're being punished or starving yourself. It works. It really do works. Because you say, oh, tonight, oh, shit, I'm going to drink this hottie toddy. I'm going to get this whatever. I'm going to eat all that shit. And guess what? I'm going to motherfucking have a good time tonight. But first, let me get all this water in. And guess what? Your body by the nighttime, you're going to say, I don't even want that shit. What's up, Mr. Golden? What's going on, King?
What's up, Lady T? I'm at work. I just come in just to holler at you for a split second. I got to get right back off. I was going to tell you congratulations.
What's up? Congratulations on what? Are you talking about me making the list? The Bud Bunny list? Hey.
You broke the top 10.
I broke the top 10. When y'all said it, I was trying to listen.
They did it, what that, Friday night? Friday, Saturday night? I'm trying to remember when they did it. On B Mac show.
Okay, I gotta go back. I thought I was looking at it. I might have fell
What that?
asleep.
What that Friday night? Let me see. Hold on. He came on Friday. He came on Saturday. He supposed to came on Saturday. He might came back on Sunday. I think it was Friday night.
Was it later in the show?
Yeah, yeah. It was
Okay,
later in the show.
I gotta go check it out.
I believe it
I
was
gotta
Friday
go
night.
check out the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot
I'm
that.
happy. I'm happy. I ain't had nobody mad at me. Ain't nobody mad at me. Is because I'm definitely gonna play it
Nah,
for
baby. Ain't nobody mad at you, baby.
you. Did you see the fights
Yeah,
this weekend?
yeah. I saw the fight this weekend, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's some pretty good fights, man. I enjoyed it, Lady T.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
think,
good. I think the undercard made it better.
yeah, the undercard. They had a good undercard on that fight. That was excellent
Hmm.
undercard. And if it wasn't for the knockdown, OTs would have won to me.
Yeah, yeah. If he was definitely outboxing him like Devin Haney was doing
Right,
to Cambosa with the jab. But
right.
if you think about that, that fight also resembles slightly Fury and Wilder and the points that they be trying to make
Yeah,
because Fury was outboxing Wilder, but Wilder knocked him down twice. So, and
yeah,
pretty much knocked him out in the last round. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you're going to give Ruiz the fight because of the 3 knockdowns, why you couldn't give Wilder the fight
Like I
for
said,
the
that's
2?
to me, that's all he had was the three knockdowns. To me, I
Yeah,
can
that's
say that
and
all.
Wilder punched Fury more than he gave
Hmm.
him a good fight more than Ruiz
Yeah.
gave Ortiz a fight.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's
So
a
you know.
that's a point that nobody can. This is what I mean
Uh-huh.
by they do what they want to do, Maceo.
Hmm. Yeah. But I got about 30 minutes before I get through for here. I don't want to come in and tell you congratulations.
All right, thank you,
Mm.
thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I wear
Yeah,
it with a badge of honor.
yeah. There's Mac Mall coming on tonight by 10:30. So then Quentin, they're gonna
Okay,
talk him and Big Fish will be talking about it tonight.
okay. I tell
All right,
Big
baby.
Fish
Talk
I
to you later.
love him. Tell
All right,
Big
baby.
Fish I love him and Q. All right,
All
bye
right,
bye.
baby. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye bye. Reginald said, "Okay, I get it now. Real sugar is like Miss T words, and fake sugar is like no more fake sugar. I'll leave my man Jared alone. Come on now. Ah, my man Jared boycotted us. Hey Jared, we love you if you're out there listening. Um, but yeah, yeah. You just you just have to. Everybody gonna come to the realization at a certain age processed food is affecting us all in a bad way, in a negative way. Just some people make it look like it is not. And to the people who have like a high metabolism or don't nothing happen to them, they don't have no autoimmune disorders or anything like that. And so food and environment and all that don't get to them like other people do, or they don't have allergy problems and all that. You know, right? They live in the highlight when they're young. Why that's a bad thing is because if you can't get a heads up when you do find out there's a problem, it's already in stage 4 or beyond. You know what I'm saying? At least people who could gain weight or have allergies or whatever, they get heads up on problems that are existing. The problem is a lot of our bodies are too acidic, and we have to make a move to make it unacidic. If your body is acidic, then you're going to have a sick body. If your body's not acidic, you're going to have a healthy body. And a healthy body is going to be the body that you want. If you want to be fit and slender, get a healthy body. Again, that food be that medicine. But that's what I help folks with. You can write me at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com for any more amplifying information about that. And we can put a routine, a regimen together for you. I put a whole booklet together for you, and it's catered to you. And I tell you what to expect and what not to expect. I mean, I go into the details of it all, and because sometimes if you get on that regimen, sometimes people want to quit because they misinterpret what's going on with them. So they be like, "No, I got worse." Like a lot of people, excuse me, they get acne, which is surprising to me, but they get acne. And we talking people who never really had a problem with acne, but it don't last long. You talking about a week or a couple of weeks. It don't last long, you know. But just because you don't see acne popping up on your skin, it's there. It has its own regimen and pace and time in which to activate and exacerbate on itself on your face or whatever. It has its own time and pace. And so when you start cleaning yourself out, everything goes to fruition. It runs its course. Whatever you have laying in the background waiting to pounce on you, when you start eating healthy or just eating differently, it'll pounce on you. And just because you eat healthy, don't mean that you're gonna thin out or whatever, because your genetics is what your genetics are. This is why there's all kinds of ways to skin a fish. You might be a person that has to incorporate, exercise or, something physical or, something else. Some people, you'll be surprised if you drink enough water, you'll thin out. I wish I had that problem. Shit. I wish. But there's somebody out there, if they start drinking water, they will thin the fuck out. But you got to drink the proper amount. That's why I love boxing. That's another reason why I love boxing. I think it's one of the best exercise routine. It's all cardio, but it don't seem like it's cardio. To all the ladies who are listening, all my queens out there, my TTs, hey, look, if y'all listening, boxing routine is the way to go. Especially, I would see 20 some years and 30 some years wanting to get involved. If you feel up to it and you're older than 30 something, get into it. But boxing routines are the way to go for perfect exercise. The perfect exercise is walking, because after you walk, if you walk for the same time every day, like let's say 7 p.m. every day, you take a 2-3 mile walk. When you come back that next day at 7 p.m., you are still burning calories from the day before. But when you run and you stop running, you stop burning. Swimming is a good exercise because it exercises all your body muscles. But behind walking, the number 2 exercise is dancing. Believe it or not. Because again, you're working everything. You're moving everything. You don't even have to dance that hard. Dance for an hour straight. The average person that dances for an hour straight, and I mean like really dancing, not like not like elite dancing, moving, but no slow, like barely moving type dance. I'm talking about in the middle, just regular dancing. If you dance for an hour, you burn 900 calories. You feel me? So when you walking for an hour or something, whatever those calories is, you still burning them until the next day when you start walking again. And then you start burning some more. Those are your top 2 exercise. Swimming is good for you, but boxing is the one. To all my TTs listening, um, boxing is the one that's gonna knock some shit off you. I done seen hippie like people, men and women, within 2 weeks ain't got them shits. People that try all kinds of exercise. Like I know us ladies, we have a problem with our thighs and shit. And there's some ladies out there with some huge ass thighs, maybe a smaller waist than their thighs. I'm telling you, within a couple of weeks, they'll knock them fucking thighs off a boxing routine. I've seen it over and over and over again. We have women come in and just do it just for the exercise, and that shit works. Don't ask me why. I don't know why, but jumping rope, running, doing the little things that they do, it just knocks weight off you. I just can't, But some people is gonna need that extra whatever. Depends on your genetic setup. Like I said, there's people out there who could just drink water and drop all the weight in the world. And you should try it and see if that's the type of person you are. But I guarantee you will drop some, but Let's see if it's really gonna make you drop. And women, when you have children, do breastfeed. That's God's natural weight loss remedy. Believe it or not, every woman that breastfeeds lose mega weight, and it's set up that way. That's how God set it up. I don't know what it is about breastfeeding, but it pulls weight off you. That's every woman. So do take advantage of that and try to go back to the old school with that. That milk is perfect. It's perfectly temperature. It's perfect for the baby. It's perfectly sweetened. Everything. You got to eat right though when you breastfeed. That's a job. I understand back in the day it was understood and that's what women did. But shit, trying to survive in today's time, where women got to be the breadwinner and the manager of the house and all that, and trying to breastfeed, shit. And the motherfuckers be biting you. I know I quit. I was like training time out. They was all up in my face. I was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Y'all might as well be Charlie Brown teacher. Wonk, 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 wonk. I'm done. She bit the hell out of me. And she split my shit in half. Gone, girl. I be like, look, hand me that infamil over there. Fuck that. But I did give her 6 weeks. So you do want to give some, at least the first month, because they get that colostrum. It helps them build their immune system, all this shit. But, just healthy eating, right? That's when I was starting to learn, actually, about healthy eating, because I could tell by my breast milk how bad I was eating. When I ate good and right, a full course meal, good across the board, and drank plenty of water, my breast milk was healthy and thick and a nice color tint to it. Because everybody's different. It could be green, it could be whatever. I had kind of like a greenish little tint. I don't know how to explain the fellas, but there's a tint to the milk, and it was nice and thick, and my baby laughed that shit up. But when I didn't eat or missed a meal or barely ate some bullshit, she was spitting that shit out. And it was watery, like it wasn't even thick, like it had substance or something. So I started saying, damn, that's when I knew. I started learning then that food was kind of medicine. I can't explain it. But that's when I started picking that concept up. And my kids are grown. They grown. So I'm just saying, it's been a while since I've been learning this and doing this. And I aim to help help folks. I wish somebody was around telling me when I was going through whatever I was going through. I didn't have that. So this is why I share a lot of stuff about things that I go through, because if it's something that is commonly known or people share, and I know that it's being passed down in households all across America for the betterment of their family members or whatever, I don't really say much about it. But when I know it's something that nobody's really talking about or learning and all that, and nobody's putting emphasis on it, I say something about it, because I so wish that was given to me. That's one regret I have in my life, that I didn't know anybody who could talk to me like that. So, anywho, but when you know better, you do better. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace in my Pam voice from Martin.